Agree with that. All right, so you can take it away straight away with the introductions as soon as we get in.
Yep. So on Odyssey in the north, we've got our red Terran player, xKyouma. And in the bottom corner, in the blue, we've got our Protoss player, the one and only, the legendary Florencio.
Legendary
What
indeed.
non-standard thing will we see?
Yeah. So, as I have said before, I've got a pretty good grasp for Florencio's style, and generally speaking, in abstract, he likes to get his opponent off of their build, regardless of what race they are. He likes to get them off of their build, kind of get them into a crisis situation, and he likes Stargate play a lot. So usually what he'll do is some form of a cannon rush, or what he calls a fake cannon rush, where, quite literally he will fake a cannon rush by throwing down pylons and cannons, and then either just canceling all of them or like leaving one up or something for his opponent to kill, and letting them think that they've successfully defended while he's
Which
going
is
into Stargate
happening
play.
right now.
Indeed it is. Got the oh, actually, you know what? Whoa. We actually have yeah, this would be the most likely the fake Cannon Rush variation, unless he plans to overcharge, but I don't think that's the case, because he went Gateway and not Forge here.
Yeah, he could be just faking the fact that he wants to do the overcharge rush.
Yeah.
But
Not,
yeah, this is just a normal ladder game, and we can see that our Terran player is just looking to play standard, but
yeah, that's
not
not gonna
today.
happen. Not today. And by the way, so as I was saying last game, Florencio has it worked out. He showed me the charts that he has made to where he's figured it out mathematically, where he knows how many resources his opponent is losing based on the amount of workers that they're pulling. So for him, this is completely standard, and like this is his comfort zone here.
Yeah, just looking at the income, it's pretty clear how much of an advantage he had. Like at
Yeah,
points when all these guys were pulled, the Terran was down by up to 300 income per minute
yeah.
on minerals, that is.
And I don't think there was there was not a single cancellation there. I actually just checked. None of those pylons were canceled. Every single one of them was killed.
That is a bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah, it is weird. But like I said, it's like knowing Florencio's style, it's intentional. I think he wants his opponent to think that they're ahead, and as we saw, oh, here we go. He's going for the double Stargate. Yep.
So he's taking the economic hit just so that he throws the opponent off.
Yeah, he throws the opponent off, and I'm not sure if you noticed, but so the orbital command is tremendously delayed for for the Terran. Of course, the natural expansion is going to be delayed as well. He's actually going into a 1-1-1 build. Whether or not that was his original intention, we don't know. But
I suppose this is what it does to you when you are this much thrown off the build and you're just not used to the situation, and then you're like, "Oh, hey, I'm going to do some pressure."
Yeah, exactly.
Might not be the best idea in these cases, based on not knowing what's happening actually.
Exactly. And as a Terran player myself, I know that Terran is very, very rigid with builds. If you can get a Terran player off of his build, it can oftentimes have, at the very least, a disconcerting effect. At worst, a devastating impact. And I think Innovation is probably the best example of a Terran who is a very rigid player, and when he gets put off of his build, a lot of times he has a very hard time adapting. And obviously, he is at the very top level.
Oh yeah. Here we're seeing the Widow Mines try to get that Mothership Core, but it's not happening as it's being recalled out. A drop would be not very advisable at this point because there's going to be 3 photon cannons, which is just going to make any form of pressure very, very difficult. We're seeing a Viking beam make probably in defense against any possible DT drop or just adept warp ins.
Yep, and a lot of times the Viking, so while you can only kill an Oracle with a Viking if the Protoss player makes a huge mistake. But the Viking can do a really good job of just zoning the Oracle away.
In the past minute, we've had some carriers being made. The fleet beacon is a pretty obvious thing there, but finding it is a different story when you don't have a Reaper.
Yep. Oh my goodness, it's gonna it gets killed without dropping a single Widow Mine. That poor Terran is getting abused.
Ouch. He's seeing that there's no natural base.
Yeah, if we check the vision there,
Center has been upgraded.
he has no idea, of course, about the starports, let alone the ninja base up in the top right-hand corner. Makarov in chat says if he was playing this, he would be furious. I've told Florencio himself the same thing many times. I said, dude, I love watching you. I don't ever want to play you on ladder, ever. I would be livid if I played him on ladder. And he knows it. But, like, why? The Terran player is questioning everything right now. He's gonna come in and send the Liberator into the natural. See, there's still nothing there. There's no Nexus on the way there.
Very, very, very confused.
He is, and everything is going to be painfully clear to him once these carriers show up in his main base.
I guess this all is just a testament to how important scouting information is in StarCraft.
Yes.
There's no anti-air whatsoever.
Oh my goodness.
Marines.
And,
5 now.
Yeah. And they're going to do absolutely nothing to these carriers, by the way. They're going to melt to these carriers.
Double Viking production is up now. But what good will it do?
I can answer that for you. It will not do any good at all. It will do no good. And I'm speaking from experience here.
To deploy those Widow Mines, but it's not quite happening. One of the carriers is actually going down, to my great surprise, actually. Wow.
Yep, that's actually to my tremendous surprise as well. I think, yeah, the Viking needed to be focus fired there. There we go. There it goes.
Yeah, just like that.
But more Vikings are coming out now, and without that second carrier, so this is a totally different ballgame.
Oh, wow!
Yeah. So I was just about to say, without the second carrier, those Vikings actually can put in work. With the two carriers together against that low amount of Vikings, they weren't going to touch them. But once the first carrier went down, it's a totally different game. And by the way, I think xKyouma is... I was just about to say, it looks like he's on to the proxy. Yeah, he's going to go over here and scout. He realizes the Stargates are proxied.
There we go. That said, the two Vikings alone are not going to take out the carrier.
No, not at all. And these Marines need to run home. They don't have stim or combat shields. Okay, they do have stim, but no combat shields.
What is happening? Florencio is queuing up. It's cannons at the proxy. This is amazing.
What? Oh my! I actually just noticed that right now. Yeah, I was looking down at the mini-map. He's got cannons to defend his proxy. That's amazing.
Forward operations established.
These
I feel like this is some kind of different game where you actually want to build your base forward.
Yeah, seriously, dude, it's almost like AOT deathmatch. You just build. You start out the game by building in the center of the map or on the sides of the map. Just you do a building push from the beginning of the game. Dude, how amazing would it be to see Florencio playing deathmatch with that in mind?
I'd like to see it.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him do a photon cannon push here.
Yeah, seriously.
It's not out of the question once he
No,
has a
it's
carry
not.
advantage.
Well, I know he's gonna watch this VOD, and we might be giving him some dirty ideas.
I'm not sure I can handle this.
So it looks like the Terran means
you
business
said there's
here.
more games?
Yeah, we still have got 2 more games after this one.
This is a pretty respectable Marine push coming up here.
It is,
with
but
5 Vikings.
So
There's no Medivacs, however.
Yeah, I was just going to say there are 2 problems with this. There's stim, but with no combat shields and no medevacs. So each stim is doing, what is it, like roughly, that's doing 10 hit points damage, we'll call it to 50 HP, it's roughly 20%. It's actually a little more than that, because it's 45. So yeah, a little more than 20% damage to the health, each time it's stimmed.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you
Well,
what,
the cannons are being taken out easily enough.
they did serious work though. That one cannon there had 8 kills, so they do go down. The proxy is going to be taken out, and that is a big deal. But at the same time, this is the whole Terran army.
Yes, but the buildings are still alive, the carriers are still alive, the interceptors are being made, and the buildings are still there for now.
Yeah, for now.
Like
they are going to go out.
Away.
They are going to be taken out. But like I said, if we take a look at the resources lost, the Terran has lost significantly more. He is clearing this up, and that is really important, but that definitely came at a cost. It looks like he wants to... I think xKyouma thinks the game is over. He's going to push the natural, and Florencio's going to have a heck of a time defending that, by the way. I will point that out.
It's one of the weak areas of his right now, that's for certain.
What's that?
It's definitely one of the weaker areas.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Way more exposed than everything else.
So
however, the reinforcing Marines are being shredded by those interceptors.
So the secondary force goes down, basically without a fight. The carriers are going to have to come back to defend. This natural is going to be forfeit. Oh my goodness, how did I miss this? Once again, I'm paying attention. I'm trying to observe and cast, and I'm missing the production tab. I did not see the mothership warp in.
Yep. It's cloaking the entire main base.
Double photon overcharge. And Terran is only on 2 orbital commands, so he does have energy saved up, but the last thing you want to do in a low econ game, well, from the Terran's perspective anyway, like this, is use a bunch of scans, and look at those carriers putting in serious work on those Marines. I cannot believe that. xKyouma actually let the natural go into the main, and he lost everything.
Player lost like nothing.
Yeah.
There were a few buildings being killed, and that's it. A few hundred minerals for an entire army.
Yeah,
I'll take that trade any day.
That was just brutal. And still no combat shields from xKyouma. He's floating his main to what will now be a 3rd base location, but again, he's only on 2 actual bases. And no combat shields and no medevacs is going to make this really tough. He's going to have to use a scan every time he wants to engage this army. He needs a scan.
There's a big fight happening, but at the same time, it's important to see that there's only 39 SCVs.
Yep, 39.
With only 2 CCs, I mean orbital commands, there's not much muling potential.
Not much muling potential at all.
Bottlenecked.
Yeah, and so not much muling potential, and he has to, if he wants to engage this army, he needs to save energy. He can't mule much at all because he has to scan it every time.
So some Void Wraiths are joining the fight now. I'm not quite sure what their purpose is. Probably just sieging the buildings. But the Terran army is meanwhile crossing the map into the natural of our Protoss player, and there's nothing to defend it.
No.
Although he could recall.
Yeah, so there's nothing to defend it. These bases... oh my god, are you kidding? I was just about to say he's not going to make the same mistake twice, and he's going to take out the natural. Just as I'm about to say that, he pulls back his entire army across the entire map to try to defend his base. I think he needed to go for a base trade. I think that was his only hope, was to go for a base trade here.
Yeah, I agree.
Because look at this, Florencio just recalls. Unbelievable.
So many worker kills at no cost. And there's the gold base being grabbed as well. Behind this, and more carriers being made.
Yep, gold base going up, still no medevacs, still no combat shields, and by the way, so in addition to scanning every time that xKyouma wants to fight Florencio's army, he has to stim every time. All of that damage you see on the Marines there, or I should say almost all of it, is from his own stimming.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is with that. So many cannons coming up as well.
Oh my
the
goodness.
stim.
And another stim. Oh.
Oh, that army is killing itself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So even if he takes out this natural and the main base, which he will, his army is not going to be able to fight against the mothership and the carriers. These Marines are going to evaporate to those carriers.
Yeah, absolutely are. And this main base is meaningless at this point. There's nothing here.
You're absolutely right. The income is in the top right-hand corner of the map and soon to be the gold base. Now this main army has to go all the way back. By the way, xKyouma still doesn't even know about the top right base or the gold base. He has no idea. The natural is being floated out. There's no way that that's going to survive. I guess if Florencio engages the army, maybe that base will survive. That's a big maybe. And another recall!
Oh!
Oh my god, I'm actually...
The interceptors are flying back across the map. That's the first time I've seen that.
I was just going to say the same thing. I was trying to select and follow them, but it doesn't let me select them. It would have been hilarious to follow them.
I don't think you can.
No, you can't. Yeah, I just tried. That would have been amazing to have the screen follow them across the map. I have never seen them fly across the map like that. Just like
I still got 42 probes.
Yeah, 42 probes to 9 SCVs and 0 income at the moment. Looks like xKyouma wants to take the gold base. He does still have decent army supply. In fact, he's ahead in army supply, but it's like I said, that army is so low in health. And all of the Vikings go down.
Protoss army is taking the high ground. There's nothing to see there.
No, he can't even attack the Nexus. He cannot even attack the Nexus because it's invisible.
They're being one shot by the interceptors.
Oh my god.
And it's gone.
Oh man.
No GG.
No GG.
Do you see a tendency, or is it just me?
Do I see what?
A tendency.
A tendency, yes, I do. I have a feeling that Florencio gets a lower than average amount of GGs from his opponents than your average ladder player.
Why might that be?
Oh, that was just filthy. That was amazing though. How many times was it 3 or 4 times where he did devastating damage, pulls the entire Terran army back, and then recalls to the base that the Terran doesn't even know about. Like, that is just...
He was playing very well. So many strategically sound decisions from him.
Yeah. I mean, there was just... It's like I was saying, I mean, Florencio's a smart guy and a really smart player. It just shows with... So, granted, I hate cheese. I hate Protoss cheese. I'm very open about that. But I can appreciate how much thought he puts in to these builds. And
this is pure strategy.
Yeah, exactly. I could not have said it any better myself. This is strategic gameplay. As cheesy as it is, there are layers of thought behind these builds.
He is manipulating your own thought process by feeding you misinformation.
Exactly. I would hate to go up against him in poker. Like, I mean, let's not forget, that game started with a fake pylon rush, or fake cannon rush, where he intentionally let every single one of those pylons get killed, not canceled, but killed, and he had no intention of doing anything with those pylons. He never sent a second probe. He never sent a mothership core up there. Never even made a forge during that time. That was purely to get the workers off the mineral line and have the Terran think he was ahead when he was not.